Hey guys, it's Holistic Health with Harry, and if you're watching my stuff, I'm sure you recognise the gentleman across the screen with his beautiful red hat and drinking his beverage. Matt Sena, hello, my friend. How are you?
Good to be here, Harry. Oh man, it's been too long even.
Dude, it has. I fucking love you so much, man. You looking great, by the way. Every time I look at you, like you look younger. So what's going on, man? What is the latest? Let's just go deep, man. What's on your mind right now? What is the protocols that are making you look so young? What are you experiment? Because I know behind the scenes you're doing a lot of things. So tell us.
I like your continued support of Cleanslate because Cleanslate, man, that's foundational. We got to remove the crap, you know.
Yeah.
And I haven't found something that I'm sure of and I can feel removes the crap like Cleanslate does. But then, other than that, I'm having more fun with water and water structure.
Yes.
My Analemma water stick is the latest in water structuring tech in my world. And boy, does it combine well with urine therapy, man.
Yeah, quickly look at this guy. So this guy's got the other water one. This is the heart one. Say this is the guy, Dr. Cowan, that brought you, I believe, to the water. The what is that called again, bro? Amygdala, which I bought, by the way. It's on the way. Haven't got it yet.
Let me make sure I don't break it real quick. 1 second.
Okay, we're getting a first look at this. Like,
I got stuck in my urine bottle here more than I usually.
it's stuck in a urine bowl. By the way, I was looking on the site today, and it said it's made out of crystals.
Yeah, so
Gotta be careful with it. It breaks easily.
God, I'm gonna freaking break it right now. Just 1 second.
Yeah.
So it's made of water because it's water, but here we are. Look how elegant this is.
It's quite big as well. I'm surprised at the size of it.
So,
wow, it's magic, man. I love that.
So it's a water stick, and it comes in a Faraday cage. Like this keeps the EMF from affecting it when it's in storage.
Really?
But the thing is that they keep talking about this on the interviews with the creators of it. They were really struggling to find something that was a stable form of structured water. Basically, they just made the most structured water ever that it just stays stable because it's that freaking structured. It takes a year to make this water, and they put.
What do you mean it takes a year to make the water, bro? What are you saying here?
It takes a year of various types of applications of electromagnetic fields and light.
Yeah.
As I could gather, because they're not going to give away their entire propriety process.
Right.
But it's what I've gathered is light and electromagnetic fields. They treat water for a year, slowly. And I think honestly, part of the process of why it takes a year is that they're considering all the aspects of the zodiac, that the electromagnetic frequencies of the universe in relation to the earth change on a yearly cycle, right? And that would be the zodiac. To keep things clear, the energy of Capricorn is different than the energy of Aries, and I think they incorporate that into this. And so what we have here is something that is actually constantly changing with the cosmic energy environment. So this is not one type of energy water. It's really based in the structure of water. Like we talk about water structure, the content is constantly changing.
Oh,
yeah. So the what's genius about this is really amazing structured water.
Yeah.
But the content of it is able to shift with the energies of the universe.
When you say it's structured water, do you mean the actual thing you're holding, or what happens to the water when it moves around this thing? The actual thing is the structure. This is ethically structured.
Yep, this is ethically structured water. With a
oh right, and there's water inside it that comes with the wand.
Yeah, I should have been more clear. There's water in here.
Yeah.
As you can see there.
And that's what makes the magic. Whenever something touches that with a stir, it transmutes into the vessel.
Yep. Let me.
Wow. And Jesus, talk about the urine, how this ties into what you're doing with urine therapy. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So just like
how long do you need to stir it for? I guess not very long from what you just said.
For like a gallon, it's 60 seconds. So
that's nothing.
It's nothing. I let it just sit in there, and I think more time actually does help, but not like on the most important level. Like you just need to do like 15 seconds of stirring in a normal glass and you're good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So take us back a little bit to the first time you got it. Did you feel a difference with what you tried out first? Was it such a shocking difference? Was it a subtle energy shock difference? Was it placebo for some people at Chris? I don't think it is, but you can answer that if you want.
No, good question. It's not going to cause life-changing or even state-changing experiences right away. This is what I'm experiencing. Right away, I noticed the water was smoother.
Right.
This is actually very common. I've heard other people comment on the Analemma Instagram. It's smoother. The water's smoother. And that's something we notice with urine therapy. We loop it more, it becomes sort of more crystalline and smooth. Yeah, and like this crystalline and smoothness kind of go together. That's my experience. Yep. So this is a very common thing, actually, this smoothness with structured water. So that's a giveaway for me because it relates to other ways of structuring water. Now, I might be going off track, but I want to say this. Water, according to the people at Analemma, and I want to link to the interview that I'm referencing here at the bottom of this.
We'll put that in. Yeah, we'll put that in. Yep.
I'm going to try to basically say what they're saying here. And they say it better. They did the work. Like 30 years of R&D, either that or 12. Depends on, they probably like really figured out how to do it in the first 15 years and then they did it. And anyway, so it's either 12 or 30 years of research and development on this water. And we can't manipulate water to really get it to act in the highly structured way. We have I have to talk about it simply because I start to stumble over myself, but we have to treat water how it wants to be treated. I hope that makes sense because that's all I can say.
Water deserves the best. It knows its purest form. It's the pure consciousness, maybe. And we've twisted it so far, especially with tap water, with loads of other things, that that we need to get it back to its best and what it deserves, because that's what it originally was. And this wand, and oh man, we could talk forever about this subject.
Yeah, my point is that we don't really know how to do it. Water is very complicated, and we have to just constantly be deferential to it. And for example, urine therapy is extremely powerful, and we can't entirely put our finger on why. But we know that it comes from a very deep and very complicated natural process called our body. Same logic here. So they just did tons of tests with the Analemma water, and they got tons of data. And the people involved were involved in like developing AI, which utilizes data mining. So these guys are actually data analysts who figured this out because they needed to take copious amounts of data from copious amounts of tests and figure out the deepest pattern possible. And this is how they attempted to understand what water wants, is by just doing everything they could to it and then mining the data, which again is massive. That's how they developed this. And so then they figured out they needed to take this year process and they need to do this and that. So they basically figured out how water wanted to be treated.
Right.
So I'm saying, we can't figure it out, but it takes, massive amounts of research and development money and tons of tests, and then a lot of data mining to figure out how water wants to be treated, at least according to this. But this is an attempt to replicate what would be done naturally, like going up into the atmosphere and down and circling through the water cycle a bunch of times,
right,
and then being in pristine environments, being exposed to the cosmic electromagnetic environment over the course of a year or many years.
Yeah.
We can assume that the way water wants to be treated would be the way water has been treated by the universe for millennia. Right?
I like that. Yeah.
And that is a complicated and involved and time-intensive process.
Right.
So
and also nature's not in the same way as pure as it once was. I mean, me and you would be the first to admit that we've fallen, not through, well, maybe for our own faults, but nature's been destroyed by man. So there's a lot of toxins in the environment and all that shit. So because it's twisted so far, water, I like what you're saying in terms of, well, loads of things, but in terms of like technologies and men have gone taken 12, 30 years, and not just one guy, but loads of people have done this research to make water as pure as it was maybe back in the day, and maybe more so. Because I actually think with some technologies, Matt, like Cleanslate, it's like a natural thing, the clinicolite, magnified times a million, using the genius of man currently and all the synchronicities to make something amazing. So I feel like the wand is actually might be even more powerful than water in its purest state, dare I say, because this is all perfection right now, what's going on with people.
Dare you say, but I agree. This water wand is magic. I feel amazing.
Yeah.
Because they respected nature, they have something that is really special.
Exactly. Quickly, so me and you can't even affiliate for this stuff, bro. So if people want to find out about that, I mean, I paid, how much was it? 200. I think I paid $200 for mine, including shipping.
That was like 187, and it's my best friend.
Yeah, and it lasts. What do they say? How long does it last for? What are they saying to me? Oh, there we go. And you can stir in anything, even aged urine, I guess.
Well, here's the thing: is I figure, they made this water with respect to natural processes. Let's put it in water that is, personalized and clearly extremely medicinally powerful for us that we love, called our urine. And to me, it's just it's not interfering with the urine. I have no proof for this, but to me, it's like both the urine and the analemma stick respect nature and are focusing on the structure and not the content. The content is left up to nature. It's left up to the cycles.
Yep.
Both modalities, I feel like.
And then I'll give you my opinion quickly on urine. The main reason urine is so powerful is structured water. It's the water aspect, not the nutrients, which we covered in the first one. You agreed with. And the second, aged urine, is the structuring again. It's never the things inside it. It's the water. So the wand ties into it because it's messing about not with the nutrients in the water or making more nutrients or making it more pH. Change the pH. It's not changing pH. It's just changing the water structure because it's all about the structure of water. That is everything in health. Or the most important thing.
Structure dictates function. The environment you're in dictates the quality of the organism. Above dictates below, sort of. I mean, as above, so below. But basically, the home, the environment, is what we're interested in, and that in general, and that affects what is in the environment. So it's the same logic. That's what I'm trying to say, as these other things that we like. The crystalline cage of the water structure is what allows water to hold information in a deep way and just hold information. But holding information in a deep way, what I mean by that is it would increase the ability for water to communicate. So I feel like Analemma is unlocking my urine's ability just more because it's already magic.
Yeah, magnifying the potential of a already powerful substance
to communicate what the urine was already communicating. So it's just facilitating the urine communicating.
And I think it's important to emphasize that because a lot of people that are watching this are going to be into urine therapy, which is amazing, and we're not taking away from urine therapy with a wand. We're magnifying it.
That's just my feeling. I want to express that that's what I'm experiencing and what I'm really excited about, and I think it's worth a try. You can return the wand.
Yep. You can return it too. Yep.
Yeah. I'm more than positive about that. I'm sorry, I'm not sure. But that's my experience. It's not interfering.
Yeah. One thing I do like about you a lot, Matt, and I resonate because I like it about me too, is the fact that we go with and acknowledge that there are incredibly amazing free therapies out there that are beyond phenomenal, that we'll always do, that are considered weird by the society, like, I don't know, aged urine and urine therapy being probably the biggest one of all of them. But at the same time, we don't limit ourselves and we go, hey, let's take this to the nth degree level. There are such things as value for money. You touch base with a Cleanslate. We'll talk a little bit later about the Restore. I know that there's more that you buy that are worth the money, and you get me involved in them too. So I'm very grateful because I realized the power of them when I received them. I can touch this and feel amazing. Talk about that too. But yeah, you just go with everything because why limit yourself in duality? Don't just. I come from that background, Matt, of like obsessing over free stuff. I was the guy that got annoyed if someone was promoting Cleanslate or a product like the wand. I'd be like, you don't need that. Just do urine therapy. Shut up. And I was that guy, but now I'm no longer that guy. And maybe you was too, but we're definitely not now.
I'm pretty I'm a Capricorn, so like I utilize would be like the Capricorn phrase. I love tools. I've always been there. So then I realized I couldn't force nature, bottom line. And that's where the free therapies, the sunlight, the good quality air, which you know, from a full embodied environment, not just from like a filter. I was like, damn, you know, nature, you can't get better than it. So I tried to get back to nature.
Yeah, I mean, you're in LA right now, aren't you? In the good quality air. Speaking of that,
I'm at my parents' house. This is clearly not my apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, I think we're kind of coming from opposite ends and meeting in the middle. This is really cool.
Yeah, I like it, man. I'll always bond with you, Resonate. I can't wait to meet you as well. Like Jesus. But yeah, some things that you've showed me and I've learned in the communities and I'm buying with. I mean, we started with a clean slate, me and you. I think the first time I spoke to you in an interview, I hadn't actually I can't remember. I don't think I'd taken the clean slate or was getting, maybe I had a free bottle from Sandy, but I was very new to it. I don't know half of it. Well, I had no experience relatively by the time I spoke to you, because I remember thinking, oh, Matt's teaching me here all about it. Like, and like,
yeah, I remember you had just gotten it from Sandy, and then like after we talked, you just exploded, and your business has exploded, hasn't it?
Yeah, and the business is not going too bad. Yeah, because people try it and then they get addicted to it, or they just see my passion coming through because I was so passionate about it, and it's been so powerful that people actually get triggered by that all the time. The clean slate, some bottle can be more powerful than, because I was saying it was drop for drop more powerful than aged urine. I really do feel like that sometimes. I go back and forward with that now because I shouldn't be comparing, but man, I mean, I don't know, man.
I think Cleanslate is a structure thing, and I think aged urine has the main action of it is structured water, but it has amazing content. The information in urine is personalized, and there's a lot of healing information in it. The Clean Slate is gonna clean the slate so the information can flow. So yeah, they're really two different things in this way. Even though structured water has a lot to do with why the aged urine can convey its information. But that's what makes urine so cool, is it has the content and the structure. And the more you age it, the more the structure improves, which enables to amplify the content. That's why I'm confident of saying that the Analemma structure stick is amplifying the content of the urine, because we see this in aged. All that's happening is it's becoming more structured, but why is the information more powerful? See what I mean?
I love it. And whilst you're thinking that, I'm just going to say something that's off my top of my head, in spontaneity with what you're saying, that I do still think that the clean slate, drop for drop, even though it's expensive, that is more powerful than aged urine. And the reason why I think is because I love aged urine, but I think it's not as powerful because of this. It's not the fact that I know it's getting more structured and that is amazing, but I think, and I also know the nutrients in it are cool, but I think the small amount, I now think, which is different to what I used to think, I now think the small amount of waste that's always present in the fresh urine doesn't actually go away completely like I used to, and even writ about that I said it neutralized completely all the bad stuff. I disagree. And that's why drop for drop, because with the clean slate, by comparison, it is completely natural product, purified to an nth degree by genius and inventions. And there's no bad stuff in that. Whereas I think with the fresh urine, which becomes the aged urine, I think there is some bad stuff in there. And by the way, I'm talking about negligible differences. So don't shoot a messenger and say aged urine is not fucking amazing, because it is. But there's just a small degree of bad stuff there that I now believe doesn't get nullified, which makes it a little less powerful than the drop for drop clean slate, which is completely pure. And we know is a process of tipolite, which is purified and then magnified. So that's just me thinking out loud and showing my honest truth, that the reason why is because the bad stuff in aged urine does hold it back from its highest potential. And that actually goes deeper, Matt, because that makes me think that we can always work at levels of improving our fresh urine with our health. So it's got a little less bad stuff in it so that it becomes a little bit more stronger, the aged urine. So that's not all bad there.
I'm thinking about this topic myself, and experimenting with it, and the verdict is out for me as well. And I really appreciate you having an opinion and taking a stand, because then we can like examine that opinion. If we kind of say like, oh, I don't want to say an opinion, then we can't really work on any of these ideas. I don't full on agree with what you just said.
Interesting. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
I don't know. And right now I'm really into just looping all my urine and taking tons of clean slate. And I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
So like I know tons of the clean slate is pulling out things through my urine.
Yeah.
Because we see the urine tests that show the clean slate pulling stuff out through the urine.
Yep.
And that, and see how this, the minutia gets complicated here. You were talking about, toxins in urine in general, and now I'm introducing Cleanslate, which brings out more toxins in the urine.
Yeah.
But then the Cleanslate might hold on to the toxins well enough that it doesn't really introduce into the body, and maybe has an homeopathic effect. There's so many variables with this conversation. Let's not get dogmatic in any way. But I think we can both agree that it's not going to hurt you to drink your urine, no matter how toxic it is. Like really hurt you. You know what I mean? Like, so that sounds bad too. But like, shit. Like I believe in like maybe ingesting urine with some toxins in it to give my body that information so it can maybe work on that in some way. Bottom line is, I feel great in taking tons of Cleanslate and drinking and enemaying all urine. I feel great doing that. I'm going to continue doing that.
Yeah.
And like the bowel movements are how I imagine most of the toxins are leaving. I feel like my body's smart enough to shunt this stuff to my bowels and have it exit. And especially with all the enemas I'm doing that make me feel so much better.
Yeah.
That's my paradigm, is I'm not worrying about it because I'm facilitating the bowel movements, and that I think that clears that crap out. But also, I'm gonna be heading back home, but to New York in a few days, and then I'll be getting my sauna lamp. I'm gonna be sweating it all out. So I'm doing all these other things to help remove toxins, sweating and tons of BMs. And so I'm willing to just ingest all my urine with the Cleanslate. Yeah. But I have to say, I don't feel bad ever ingesting my urine. Yeah. So I don't have any toned reason to say it would be dangerous ever to ingest my urine. So I'm going to stick with Brother Sage's it's all good based off how I feel. Yep.
But that's all that matters at the end of the day, your experience of how you feel on these products, which is going to teach other people that aren't doing the exact thing that you're doing, that are nervous about doing both because they've heard contradictions. Don't do urine therapy after Cleanslate, which you're proving in your reality, which I listen to and other people watching this listen to, is true. So therefore, that gives me permission to try it out and see if it feels correct for me too.
Exactly. Exactly. We can feel it out for ourselves. And I just like to point out there that there's a lot of contradictory thoughts that both sides have good points. And we're figuring this out together. And we're all feeling great together. Yeah.
I love it, bro. Okay, so you want to talk a little bit about these? These are amazing, man. I'm not gonna lie. What is this, man?
I love them. I got more, and they're delivered at my New York apartment. I can't wait.
Yeah, how many you got? 14, you said.
Now, they amplify each other according to the company. So I'd like your opinion on that.
Oh, so, yeah, I'm gonna get more in the future. Yeah.
So two together would be more than the sum of its parts.
I see. It's like a synergy thing. Like, please, yeah.
So maybe 14 would act like 25.
Well, if you took that back to if you have 14 in your apartment, you're gonna be covering the 100 floors above you. I'd have thought.
I've already got things that are like, oh yeah, this is like 60 meters of protection. I have a smoker above me who coughs with his mouth open.
Oh God!
Around, so I'm just waiting to smoke him out, basically, with all the good energy. Like I just can't. I mean, already 2 people have left my flat.
Are they okay?
I blame myself.
Too high vibe. It was too. You're putting out too many high vibe quantum field technology devices around, man.
2 people left. The coolest person has remained, and I got some cool people coming in. So I just. That's fun to talk about.
Yeah, so what are these then? The EMF rocks. What's going on inside? I don't even know fully. My girl was asking me today, like, what's inside them? And I just said a Tesla rocks, but what is it? What is this, bro?
I gotta be honest, I trust Dr. Cowan with my life. So the reason why I bought the Analemma water stick and the EMF rocks are because Dr. Cowan had amazing interviews with both of their inventors. He supports them, and he did really killer interviews. So y'all should watch those interviews, Dr. Cowan and these products. He rarely suggests products. I actually sent him a bunch of Cleanslate stuff, and he
hasn't tried it, has he, naughty boy?
Here's hoping. So the EMF rocks, why they're in the Faraday cage bag and why they're sealed is because it's a certain kind of crystal that degrades very easily with being touched or exposed to oxygen. So it's a very delicate crystal that has just bomb crystal properties with a very noticeable scalar field. And what I mean by scalar, which is longitudinal waves, would be a nice way to talk about it. Although all we're talking about is perturbations of the ether. We're not actually talking about emanations or waves as independent entities. There's the field, and that's it. That's all there is. There's just disturbances of that field, and that's actually all that.
So this is like purity, then, more close to consciousness than the zero.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying. I think it has this scalar potential, and yeah, exactly. It's directly interacting with the ether in a way that's healing. It's just I'm saying that I think everything in the world is actually made of this ether. It's either you've got atom physics or ether physics. There's only been those two things proposed. So any sort of unified field theory stuff, that could be called ether. Because what's the fundamental stuff? It's this, in ether physics, it would be a single field that can express itself differently, like light and hardness and all these different things that we can sense. But it's just the same field being perturbed slightly differently. And so these there's a subset of energy healing stuff called scalar energy. And that would be appealing to this mindset. So that it's relevant. I wanted to introduce people to sort of the idea behind scalar energy and just sort of saying that. Yep. So we're talking about a field that surrounds these crystals that is not vector based. Like an electromagnetic wave is emitted from a fucking 5G tower and moves through the air and hits your skin and probably penetrates it and fucks with your cells. That's a vector, meaning there's movement through space.
There's like a rhythm to it in a vector. There's a rhythm going on, I guess. That's constant.
You can have a mathematical vector that has no amplitude. It's just a line that's moving through space. So yes. For the actual radiation, there's a rhythm. Even in unbalanced electromagnetic waves, there's still these vibrating waves in space. It's just with different wavelengths. Some are more harmful and synergistic to human health. And scalar waves is none of that. There's no movement involved. It's just this kind of like perturbation of the ether, which the ether is always stationary, but it seems to vibrate within itself as like with voltage. So there's voltage but no vector. So there's like energetic intensity but no movement. That's what we feel with crystals in general. You feel there's this field that surrounds the crystal of energetic sort of intensity or purity or coherence and structure. But there's no actual thing emitting from the crystal.
Right. I'm with you.
So why do I need to buy something that has sort of if it doesn't emanate, why is it more powerful closer to the crystal?
Yeah, good question.
It's this is
why isn't it infinite? Why isn't it infinite in all directions everywhere? If it's something that doesn't emanate like a, because to me it does. I mean, there's a distance thing with crystals and these, and even the blue shield, the Somavedic, and all the stuff. There's a distance limit. Why is that?
It's because the field is more powerful closer to the device, but that doesn't have to mean that there's actually a wave emitting from the device. It's just the frickin' intensity is closer to it. The voltage, that's the word. Voltage is more closer to the thing than it is farther away. But that is not appealing to like intensity drop off because of movement through space.
Do you know what you were saying about scalar? So the criticisms people say is they put and I've done this, you put the gun and it will still say the with the blue shield I've got going with this, they'll still say the same readings on the EMF gun. So there's high, if it's high like there is now, because I've got the Wi-Fi on, not wireless. So what is the argument with scalar? Because scalar works differently, I feel, to the actual EMF gun readings, which are too simple. What's going on there?
So I think we have to talk about how the human body reacts, because the argument is that the scalar energy is a totally different type of energy than longitudinal Hertzian electromagnetic frequencies. Therefore, they're different and they don't interfere with each other in terms of measuring the EMF. So you still have the amount of EMF. That much is clear because of our just direct measurement. It's not producing the EMF.
Yep.
But we're protecting the body from the EMF. So I'm introducing the mystery that is the body to say that the scalar energy is protecting us and grounding us from the EMF, just because of what it does to the body, even though the EMF continues to hit us. That's the argument.
I like that. It's like a force field of one simple way my mind is going. It's just like a force field of armor that you can't see with a scalar that is actually not stopping on a superficial level the EMFs. It's like protecting you. So instead of penetrating you and affecting your health in a negative light, it's protecting that frequency at the highest possible potential whilst you're being bombarded. So it's not stopping the bombardment. It's amplifying you whilst you're in the vicinity of this thing and Somavedic and all these things, whilst you just do its work. That's what I feel. I mean, and it is complicated, by the way. And Matt, I want to say one thing too with that I learned with what you're wearing now, the EMF t-shirt and the shield one, by the way, nice one. And the hat, we all got the shield stuff. So me and you love them. And we will talk about the benefits of them, but I will say this because I always want to be truthful with people. So it does affect your health in a positive way. I breathe deeper. It does stop the EMFs. But here's the thing, that it doesn't completely, because EMFs also run on some kind of scalar. It doesn't, because EMFs and negative frequencies also have a scalar component, I've heard, that doesn't protect you from. So this protects you from the physical EMFs, but the scalar negative component isn't protected by the t-shirts and the EMS stuff, which I find really interesting. Doesn't mean you don't get loads of benefits from it, but I'm just trying to emphasize the point of scalar. There's negative scalar and there's positive scalar that is beyond the Faraday cage. It can, and what I'm saying as well is these create Faraday cages, but that's only to the physical EMF component, not the scalar component. Which
that's depressing. I don't want to hear.
I know. I'm sorry, bro, but I heard that on a thing. And by the way, it is, but it isn't, because me and you know that we get benefits with these. I feel different on them, but if we're being real, there's a. But then you get saved by this. So the scalar component is by all this stuff.
I believe there's pretty malignant forces in the world, sure, and that they're weaponizing scalar tech. I've heard. I haven't investigated enough. I don't know. I am hoping to introduce the difference between scalar energy and EMF people, just for people who are just learning about this. But yeah, you can go deeper than my knowledge on this easily. So what I'm happy to say is that yes, the products that we buy seem to protect me from whatever the fuck is happening, because they're improving my health objectively and my mood objectively.
Yeah, I can see that in your face. So you want to talk a little bit about the Somavedic too? I looked in weirdly, and I don't think it's just because I interviewed it. It's been on my mind. It came up naturally in my mind today again, and I think I'm going to buy very soon the Somavedic. What is the Somavedic, bro? There's so many amazing things out there. Talk to us about that one.
Well, I just purchased the 5G BioShield USB, thanks to you telling me before it went off the market. So I really appreciate that.
Oh yeah, it's gone off now, is it?
Yeah, it's gone. So I got it on like the last 2 days. So
synchronous, nice one, bro. Yeah,
you rock without even trying. Yeah. And yeah, the Somavedic, man, dude, I would tell people to get that almost first because it's just so lovely. It feels great. I think there's a lot of other stuff that has really good medicinal benefits, like the clothing, but that's a burden to wear, shift your outfit, and it protects. It's not actively emanating love. The Somavedic is freaking made with love. What they did is they took precious and semi-precious metals, put them in a very specific arrangement, and then the machine constantly shoots light and electromagnetic frequencies through that arrangement of crystals. It just makes all the crystals light up, and the way they relate to each other, there's this really amazing field that's generated around it. And you can buy more or less expensive ones, depending on how powerful you can afford, basically. You were like, dude, should I get the Green Medic or like up from there? And it's like, another $1,000 or $2,000.
I saw the gold is like 3,000. Not scare people.
Gold is fucking crazy, man. Apparently the gold, you have like a one-on-one like conversation with the creator of Somavedic, and he'll get a sense of your like family trauma because he's like, clairvoyant, and he'll program that into your Somavedic to like help with your personalized family trauma. If you could drop $3,000 on Somavedic,
dude, me and you are going to be dropping that, no problem soon. Don't worry about that. It's all good.
No one's making enough money off of root.
Yeah, exactly.
There's amber, which is cheaper but still very expensive, and it sounds like you might be able to get that. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, appreciate the heads up on that. We'll put your things for them because I've sorted them, but I haven't sorted them yet. So we'll have your links. But yeah, I think you're right with that. Don't go for the. I was looking at the medic green or the amber and the blue one, which is the opposite. What's the blue one called? The red amber.
There's like these chakra ones. There's the cobalt blue, and then there's the red sapphire.
But they're all the same price. I've noticed the green Somavedic and the ruby and the other one they're the same price. So I'll go for one of them.
A little bit more because it has the water structuring capacity.
Oh, I want that one, definitely, the water structuring capacity. So but then, if we're being honest, though, all of them would have the water structuring capacity to some degree. No? Tell me more. Tell me more.
Well, to some degree, yes. Not according to the company. And you know, what would make sense to me is that, yes, everything affects water. Everything. Water is a universal listener. But that might be on more the order of the information, on the order of the content of the water. Structuring affect the actual crystalline structure of the water is more difficult and can't simply be done with most man-made forms of water structuring. We have to appeal to nature to really change the structure because we can inform water in lovely ways, but it doesn't necessarily change the crystalline structure. And so the lesser expensive Somavedics, which don't claim to structure water, they're probably adding good information into it. But the green level and above structure water, and I feel that smoothness on my tongue.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing you got that. And again, in my simple mind, this is just blowing my mind because you've actually explained to me kind of like how a crystal or something that is amazing in synergy and using technologies basically that you pay a little bit of money for but gives you so much back more, magnifies nature, again, like the Cleanslate and all the things that are amazing. You get geniuses coming together to working for many years. I'm sure the Stone took ages to work, by the way, and it wasn't just one person. They've magnified it to a special degree, whereas people like say that again. How long was it?
It was a savant sort of situation with the
okay, so like yeah, so like, and the reason why I keep emphasizing this point is because I get all the time, bro, and I know it's the resistance that people have for paying for therapies. They're like, but I've got my aged urine, I'm good to go. I've got the sungazing, I'm good to go. And I'm like, no, you don't get it. Let's honor with, which I think is relatively cheap, by the way, all these things, considering the value they give you in terms of your health forever. And by the way, I don't even know how long Somavedic lasts, but I'm assuming something made out of glass that special, if you don't break it, it lasts a fuckload of time. Just like most of the other things we're talking about, the t-shirts, if you look after them, they give out so much more. Why are we limiting ourselves? And also, why aren't we being grateful to people that have, whether it's a savant situation, whether it's geniuses, whether it's just people working together in combination through synchronicities and divinity, and you don't want to buy their products? I mean, that's a little bit insulting, isn't it? Because you've got a block in your mind, a limiting belief that you don't want to pay money for your health or to take yourself to your highest vibration here, which, by the way, I can tell you are. And people can tell because of the way your skin looks and whatever you're doing. I always listen to people from how they look and all the things they're doing, you know? Yeah, look at that hair. Bro, honestly, I think the hair thing for me, I mean, I've done aged urine in my hair, and I don't think Cleanslate for me does way more for my hair than aged urine, which I love, will ever do. Like,
that's silicone.
It is, man. And do you know what I learned as well? You'll probably already know this. Well, I was watching one on fluoride, the root one on fluoride. So it's not just the bioavailable silica. You need the fluoride and the heavy metals, but especially the fluoride. It stops collagen synthesis. So with the Cleanslate, it's not, because other products, they might have the bioavailable silica, maybe, probably not. They might have the bioavailable silica, but they don't have the removal of heavy metals like fluoride that stop the collagen synthesis. So it's a double action with Cleanslate. It's remove the fluoride completely from your system that stops the collagen being made, then dump bioavailable silica, and now your hair fucking glows.
That's silica. You're right. I would interrupt you for that incorrect point. Yeah, dude, I don't think we can underestimate the removal of poisons, man. Like, our body is supposed to naturally be healthy. All this illness, all this chronic disease is, to me, clearly a product of chronic poisoning. It's completely unnatural. Yeah.
Exactly, dude. Hey, I want to touch base too with the arm thing. Is that the Vox arm thing?
Yeah. So this is so Vox is like the sister company of eSmarter. They sell both on the Vox site. But yeah, this is from Healthcare 360, which your interview was so great, man.
Cheers, man. You gave me the free socks, I got them, and I love them. I'm wearing them now. I'm wearing them now. Yeah. I always wear them, bro.
Well, that warms my heart. It's nice to hear. And so yeah, there's this like imprint you can't really see, but yeah, see the kind of ridges.
Yep.
That tells my brain to chill the fuck out. Tells my lizard brain to chill the fuck out. So I don't believe that there's lizard people. I just think some people are possessed by their lizard brain.
Nice.
And that's that deepest level, that like response to getting burned by a stove. Your hand just like, I think I'm right about this. It's basically like the fight or flight mode. This might be something different, but it's that like survival, fuck you part of the brain. This thing tells that to chill out, and what the company says is homeostasis. So yeah, I've got socks that like have that pattern too. You can buy insoles, and I just feel calmer and literally like there's something going on in my brain. So that I wear them all the time.
I like that. Yeah.
Also, this is the Aries Tech.
Yep.
This is taking the devil mana, turning it into the Jesus juice, man. So this takes the 5G radiation, all the crazy fucking radiation that we've had for decades already.
Yeah.
This is an antenna, and it sucks all that shit in, and this is a microprocessor that creates a holographic sort of field around it. They call it a hologram there. And it's constantly transforming the surrounding electromagnetic radiation into healthy, like bio-supportive radiation. So, you know, I go into a place that's extremely poisoned, like New York City, and I actually take that poison and I turn it into medicine.
I love that. Yeah.
And then my my latest purchase, something called the Neck Shaper.
Right. Even I don't know what that is, man. What's that one?
It's pretty niche website, so I'm really happy that I found it. You see how like there's a slight difference in how these are laid out. It's made the contour of a head, so it's, you know, it's this thing with like a bar that you can stick on it. It's like $280, which is a lot for a little bit of plastic. But I tell you, like, you're not going to find something exactly like this. And this works exactly the way, because of its layout, and it really works.
Yeah.
So this is the exercise, and it's strengthening the muscles back here, which actually help me hold my head up.
Right. Straight back is everything in this game, man, because we all don't have it. Jesus.
I don't have it.
No.
Yeah. So what I do is I lean my head back. I even have some pain in here just doing this. Like my neck is actually somewhat fucked. So yeah, like I got some pain there or whatever, but I push in.
Oh right, goes up. Yeah.
I resist with my head, and then I just bring my neck down while providing this way resistance with my head. And then I release that resistance, and then I push back. And that's one set or one rep.
Right.
And then I do 2, 3, and do like 6 at a time, and you're like good for, you know, do that twice a day, and like my neck.
Also, what is that doing? Is that recalibrating the neck? Because I think because we're all brain hemisphere imbalanced and all to varying degrees, and that's that. And we definitely are, by the way. Psychedelics will teach us that, and everyone is. That's our mission, to really try and fix that as much as possible. But that, of course, makes the body and the neck and the spine and every other part twisted, because that's controlled by that side, that's controlled by that side. So is it centering you more, which is the most important thing in a way?
Yeah, but it's doing that specifically with strengthening these two muscles that just absolutely atrophy because of Tech's neck, backpack.
Oh wow, yeah.
Then our own muscles hold ourselves up, and you know, there's positive. This is what you were mentioning in my terms. There's like a positive and negative feedback loop. You know, like this gets thrown off, then like I don't know what order, but everything gets thrown off. You know, with these misalignments. Maybe it starts with our brain, and it then manifests in our body. Maybe it manifests in our body, and then it affects our brain. So there's a really amazing positive feedback loop that I'm experiencing with this exercise, where things are getting better really fast, and my neck is feeling a lot better, and I feel more balanced. My hips are functioning better. I can like a little more full body consciousness. Yeah, neck is super important, man. And yeah, you know, I want to ask you about this brain hemisphere thing. Would you say it's as simple as we're just all left dominant because we're overthinking, and the right creative side needs to be released, or what do you think?
I don't know what I think, but I do know my deepest truth is that I came on a mission here, and I'm severely imbalanced in my brain, which is hard to explain to other people, because I understand that everyone is, but I know on the deepest level that mine is a very shocking mission. So it's always an obsession of mine. I actually don't think I could actually get it completely centered. I've only ever done that with major amounts of psychedelics at moments at a time. No other therapy has ever done that for me. Only other power therapies have centered it back. It made me aware that I'm completely unbalanced in my brain because I completely live off center. But to answer your question, what was the question again? I just wanted to say that.
Well, I just, my understanding of brain imbalance is like right versus left.
Oh yeah, I do think that that there is an imbalance between, everyone has this imbalance within us, and that means the body's not centered left. I do think that for most people, yeah, I kind of do believe the mainstream, I guess, the idea that the right brain is the one that's not the present moment, the feminine is less activated and the one that we need to activate the most, and the left brain is the logical, the bullshit, and the right brain is scared of dying. It thinks it's real, this is all real. It fears sorry, oh yeah, no, I think, oh yeah, sorry, the left brain thinks that stuff, and the right brain is what we want to access more of, because that's the one that actually, no, it's the right brain I think that's damaged, the feminine side of it, and that's controlled by the left hand. And I think that ties in too with a very real conspiracy to
crosses.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I think it does, and I think there's a conspiracy too to get kids to write with their right hand, because that just makes that one too big and the other one imbalanced. Instead of writing with both and having.
Good one. That makes total sense. Because that the right arm would connect to the left brain.
Right. So if we got everyone, in other words, what I'd say is better to have everyone write left-handed if you're going to force them to do a hand, as opposed to everyone being right-handed. But what do I know?
All these medications poison our liver. Anything that's like unnatural poisons your liver. Like I'm very confident in saying that.
Yeah.
On the right side, dog. That right side junk crosses over into the left hemisphere.
Oh yeah.
But you could make both arguments. It's like, well, does poisoning the left make the left overactive, and then poisoning the right side of the body
makes the
left hemisphere like overactive,
damage it a little bit, maybe? I don't know.
But then you could say poisoning the left side could deactivate the right. You can make a lot of different.
And here's one that's interesting. We both know that the heart isn't actually in the center. I thought about this a lot. It's slightly to the left. Does that mean that it's in the left of the body? Which is more to the left, is the right side of the brain, which is the most important, because that's the unity consciousness, maybe? I don't know.
I never know that either, but this cross-hatching, there's a lot of evidence for a lot of cross-hatching in the brain. Most importantly, my obsession is the optic pathway.
Right.
The eyes cross, man.
Do they? Oh, hello. Are we okay?
So the right eye is seeing with the left hemisphere, and then the left eye is seeing with the right hemisphere. And actually, I'm not seeing the view in terms of our understanding of how the brain works. Is that the view is interpreted? Let's say just interpreted by the optic, fucking optic, like parts of the brain which are in the back. There's the lower visual. There it is. The lower visual cortex runs low, and that has to do with clear seeing. And then the upper visual cortex is much bigger. And has to do with interpreting what we see. Yeah, which it's again much bigger. So just the clear seeing and the function of seeing is like a smaller, lower thing. But
how amazing is it when we talk about this, man? Like this goes deep. The complexities of life, that which we even haven't figured out, and it's great to geek over, but we know fuck all. And then the things that we do know, though, are pretty cool. There's endless like mind fuckery in the most beautiful way. Not to get like depressed and think, oh no, but no, actually, there's so much more to explore. Jesus.
We both have like a feeling tone for this stuff. We know how it makes us feel. We know how it relates to our moods. That I'm just having a good time with this. But I understand that, like, if you don't have any felt sense for what we're talking about here, it sounds like we're just talking about a lot of separate topics that are very unproven and far out. One feeling tone thing that I'd love to give with this seeing pathway thing is attempt to see where your brain actually sees. Like, feel yourself seeing from the back of your head, because that's where your brain is actually seeing. It's not, if you think your eyes are seeing, then you're also capable of thinking that your brain is seeing from the back, because like the eyes and the brain, they're the same thing. So I'm not saying that like we're seeing with a different organ here. It's all the brain and the nervous system. I'm just saying, the scientists actually do see the visual interpretation happening in the back of the head. Like if you hit somebody back there, they go blind. You know what I mean?
Right. So, and if you damage that part of the brain without this being damaged, you can't see. It's the brain, right?
So we're actually seeing from the back of our heads. So everybody touch the back of their head.
Yeah.
And say to yourself, I'm touching the view.
This is the thing that makes it happen, not this, although this is a part of it.
No, but this is what makes it I'm actually touching the view right now.
Bro, whilst you're saying that, what happens then, this is interesting, when you go, say your eye gets damaged, but that part of the brain doesn't, but then they still can't see. Maybe they are seeing in a different way then. Maybe there's...
Your upper visual cortex is intact, you'll have a lot of visual imagination still possible.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Integrating like time and space in like you'll still have a spatial capacity that's based on like visualization, because that's all that upper stuff.
Yeah.
But I bet if you like damage the upper and you keep the lower, you might be able to see, but you won't be able to think in terms of time and space in a visual manner. It's very strange. There's this separation between like the emotional and information processing side of vision, which is up, and then the practical side of vision, which is the lower pathway.
Oh man, this stuff is fascinating, man. The brain,
body crossing, the crossing in the visual cortex.
By the way, why do you think they do? Why do you think they did the crossing? Because I believe in creation. I think you do too. Maybe like we was created by something. Why is the crossing? I think it was deliberate. I don't understand why fully. It did the crossover. Why did he do that, or whoever it is?
Really on various substances, I wanted to kind of like just walk around in a circle, and and to me, it's that energy is most powerful. The most information dense and most powerful part of the universe is the 0 point, which is the center, which is of the universe, which is everywhere. And that 0 point, if you want to be manifest energy, you have to do a dance around that 0 point. If you collapse into the 0 point, you're just God. You're just infinite.
Right. You're unity. We're here in duality.
Yeah. Opposites. So the manifestation of that 0 point intensity, which can't itself manifest, manifests in a way that dances very tightly around the 0 point. And the spiraling is like the tightest thing you can get, the closest, literally spatially, thing you can get to the 0 point. Freaking spatially. It's just like, God wanted to divide itself from itself, but stay as close to itself as it possibly could. It's like Hanuman, who loves Ram and is always singing and praising Ram. And one day Ram goes, "Here, I'll give you the chance of merging back into myself." And Hanuman says, "No, I don't want to, because I want to keep praising you. I want to keep singing your name. And I can't do that if I turn into you." It's literally this, like, to me, and this is all very esoteric, to me, it's as structurally stable and close to the 0 point as possible would be this like spirally shit.
Yeah.
And
it makes sense, the body being spiraling itself as well, instead of being all straight and symmetrical. We are divine opposites. We have feminine and masculine inside us in duality. And
so you have like the really intense God energy in the middle, and then you have like two lines of like dual energy on the outside. I feel like they would just get sucked in,
Oh, there's nice. Oh, right. Yeah, they get sucked in and then like a cross. So that's where there we go. And there's the 0 point, and there's the, I like that. And then instead of coming out like that, it comes out like this, crossed over.
And it keeps going.
Look at that. The cross is over, not just for the body opposite, but everything down there, micro, macro levels inside the body, the kundalini, the twisting of the serpent, and
everything.
Yeah, I like that. All right, I want to transition a little bit from that and talk, because we haven't yet, and I really do want to talk about, because you, my friend, have experienced something that I haven't, which is the new product from the Root called the Restore. And I've heard amazing things. I even heard amazing things from you. So let's talk about this new product from the Root, which is going to arrive in UK in the next few days, I think, hopefully. But you've had the box and you've done some things with it. So let us know what is the lowdown, bro? What is the honest truth on that stuff?
Yeah, it's It's different than Cleanslate, of course. It's different than Zero In. Not necessarily, of course. So that's something I want to say. It's different than Zero In. I would say it's something I would be more inclined to take than Zero In.
Really? Okay.
Personally, because I feel like I have, I just feel so good when I'm not inflamed, when I cut inflammation down like crazy. And I would say that Zero In is supporting neurotransmitter health stronger than Restore. But Restore just cuts the fuck out of inflammation. Oh my God.
Does it? Oh, the word on town is that inflammation dies with some Restore.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I took a bunch, and I had some crazy bowel movements.
Did you eat them normally? Did you eat them, or did you do something crazy?
Oh, I ate them.
I ate them. Okay.
I actually didn't put them on my skin.
Wow, this is a rare moment. Matt has not done anything crazy or too weird with Restore.
I took a ton.
Oh yeah, he did. He took
free, and then
so people should know that we're supposed to take. Well, we're not. There's no guidelines, but once every 2 days, or the people even suggesting one sachet a day is too much, one at a time. And you did what, a couple in the go?
Yeah, I mean, I finished the whole box of 15 in 3 days. And like, I felt like there was probably going to be some benefit to macro dosing, and there was. So I would say the other two products act more like really powerfully on your first dose and then dropping off in intensity.
I hear you on that with a Cleanslate. I like that. So yeah.
But there's such like a just sort of physical tissue healing aspect that's less of a energetic aspect, which would be more homeopathic. The energy sort of like fixing your meridians, that responds to light doses, and there's no point in overdosing to like fix the energetic flow in a meridian. Is just my understanding, people. I apologize. But the Restore is like healing tissue. It's healing that gut lining, and the more the better. I would down it constantly if I could. There's something really great about just the sort of material way of looking at Restore, of like more is better.
I like what you're saying then. You're saying that, sometimes the micros, sometimes taking less is more. Homeopathy is amazingly powerful, I'm coming to learn, and all that stuff. But in this one, you're saying macro is cool as fuck. It does
great. I craved it, honestly.
Yeah. Plus, it tastes good, huh? I heard.
It tastes okay.
Only okay.
I have such an American sweet tooth. I don't know. It's medicinal. It's medicine, and it tastes great for being medicine. I gotta pee.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay, wait. We'll pause this. We'll pause it. Paused, man. Let's carry on. So where was we? With the Restore. I like this, man. You tried it. You've done something that no one else probably will ever do within our community. God bless them. But a lot of them don't try these experiments because they wait for the boss man to tell them, oh, but one's too much. Every 2 days and don't do any more. And until the challenge comes out. So well done for you for doing loads and experiencing that benefit.
I keep wanting to interrupt you because everything's so important. I'm so sorry. It's just like, some people can get hurt. Like, some people take 10 drops of Cleanslate and they're bedridden and inflammation soaring. And so like, I feel like it is the most safe and gentle detox method, but it still is moving the toxins out from their comfortable hiding spot wherever they've been sitting for years in these people's bodies. Most people in our community, this would just trigger too much of a healing reaction. I credit my capacity to detox not only from doing like juicing and fasting, but really the enemas. Like if you can clean out your colon, then the shit just gets dumped into the colon and doesn't get circulating around your body. Right. You can clear out that liver and that colon and that bile, then the detoxification pathway is clear to handle it. So I might be liberating just the same amount of toxins, but I'm just clearing it out of my body sooner.
I like that. And thanks for that. I need to get back on enemas, so that's my reminder too. I forget that they're powerful. The urine ones, I've got plenty that I could mess about with.
Yeah, the coffee enemas are acidifying, just like coffee, but it's not nearly as acidifying as, I'm sure, as just because of how I feel, as drinking coffee. It's a totally different experience, and it
interesting.
Bile ducts and really helps clear the liver and clear the bile. Most people have literally like thick bile, which is like a cork on their detoxification pathway.
Right.
Me out because the bile is like helping to dissolve the toxins that are attached to the fat. Which is why nobody can lose weight. It's because we're toxic.
Yeah.
Don't you agree?
Yep.
Yeah. Isn't how fucked is that? Like, we're told to like diet and it's all our fault. It's a chemical problem. You're toxic. Your body's going to hold on to that fat until you loosen up your bile and are able to get it out through your bum.
Yep. Yeah, that's so true, bro. Yeah, people that it's incredible the capacity of the human body to store crap. I mean, for example, if we dare to say the average person on the street, the amount of feces that they've got in their colon is ridiculous. Fecal matter due to a lack of enemas, but also due to a lack of fasting, due to a lack of, I think it goes beyond diet, quite frankly, these things, just fasting, just no enema. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's just phenomenal. And also the ability of the human body, the capacity to store toxins in it. It's ridiculous in a way. And then, of course, when it's had enough of your abuse, it will manifest in some kind of chronic disease. That blows my mind alone, these things. And then another thing that blows my mind is the levels that you and I can take this in consciousness, because even me and you are toxic to some degree. This is why these things work. And we still feel constant states of vibration shift during these things, because we ourselves are toxic. We're playing at a much higher level than everyone else, but even me and you, because of the air that we are living in, because of everything we're bombarded with. Like even this computer is probably made out of some shit heavy metal leaching somewhere in my room, man. There's some heavy metals breathing in right now, like Jesus.
Yeah. We store electromagnetic pollution in the body. This is you can find this phrase, cumulative effects of electromagnetic radiation. That's because your body is accumulating effects. It's just like toxic chemicals. We can store this electromagnetic toxicity. And that the fevers with the fever Urine therapy, the nebulizer, I really feel this grounding effect, like the electromagnetic radiation poisoning is leaving my body because of the fevers.
Nice. I haven't done that in a while. I need to get back on that.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a ton of that once I get my sauna back up and running.
Yeah.
It's really miserable to give yourself bad fevers.
Oh, bro. I told you about my experience with the Volcan, which is insanely powerful. Oh, wait, you should do this as your own experiment. Buy the Volcan, supplements, one of them, and this is my dare to you, because ultimately you did say that you like sweating and you want to put yourself through some shit. You're supposed to take one serving at a time. I dare you to take 4. And the reason why I took 4, by the way, is because with the Volcan, and whenever you buy something from the supplements, by the way, not even the Volcan, they give you a free sample of the Volcan, which is 4 servings in the bottle. And so the first time I drank, it tastes really nice too. So I drank the 4 servings and I couldn't sleep for 3 hours, non-stop sweating. And then yesterday I took the 1 serving from the free bottle and I thought, I'm not going to take the 4. I learned my lesson. Then guess what happened, Matt? I went ahead. I said, fuck it. Don't worry. It's not going to happen this time. I'm going to feel fine. I took the entire bottle, the 4 servings, and I felt so uncomfortable, sweating constantly. Whilst, by the way, Matt, because here's the weird thing. You're sweating, but you're actually really cold. I didn't want to sweat into my clothes. So I took my top off and I was freezing on the outside while I was sweating on the inside. And I was like, fuck, what a nightmare combo. I hated it. But here's the thing. I woke up, I had the most amazing sleep last night, and today I feel great. And I know it's probably because of that 4 servings of Volcan, which I took.
Like fever symptoms from getting like the flu or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I don't believe in, by the way. I think everything's a detoxification reaction in terms of these symptoms. And we're proving that by inducing it, I mean, slowly but surely, by inducing all these, viral-like symptoms with various things that induce sweating and the temperature dysregulation. You feel cold and you're sweating, and that's like you're sick. It's like you're seriously sick, and you got that with this supplement. That's amazing.
Oh, that's what it is. Thanks for saying that to me. Yeah, it was making me feel sick because it was so powerful and working so well. That's what it was, and I took too much. Yeah. In other words, I was toxic somewhat inside. That's cool. It was helping relieve toxins.
Yeah. And you felt good in the morning because it's a detox.
Yeah. Do you want me to show you it quickly? 1 second, I'll show you. So this is the culprit. The Volcan. I've got to say, bro, like this company is amazing. Probably people are going to be buying this too now. I don't affiliate with them. So this is the Volcan 2000 from InnoSubs, and it says on it potent thermogenic carnitine. And let me tell you, it's fucking it heats your body up to a degree you won't fucking believe, bro. Like Jesus. I mean, and also, I guess you can probably try more as a dare, and that will just increase the capacity of this to make you sweat and feel sick very quickly and heal you.
I feel like safe doing anything that's going to give me a fever if I have my sauna with me, because then it just helps that process along. It's the getting stuck. The body can't move it out fast enough that causes suffering.
Right. Yep.
So I will in a couple weeks, but literally, Dr. Callan suggested the sauna space lamp.
Yeah.
That thing back ordered for 10 weeks now because people trust Dr. Callan, man.
Yeah. Sauna space lamp. Is that what you bought from him? Is that a special sauna then?
Well, I had a lamp from Creatrix Solutions, which is the same company that makes this. I didn't set it up right, so I fucking broke it on accident, man. But I think I'm getting a better upgrade here with this sauna space lamp. I got the old Creatrix tent, and so I didn't need to get a new tent. But yeah, near infrared with like reflecting panels. It causes this water shunting where the water comes to the surface and you just sweat buckets. So in terms of sweating buckets near infrared, miles beyond far infrared.
Really? Interesting.
But that's for sweating buckets. There's like some fancy science stuff that happens with far infrared that near infrared doesn't do.
Yeah.
But the water structuring thing is in the near infrared range. That 270 nanometer, that's right in the middle of near infrared.
Well,
so I think the sun and the water very much speak to the power of near infrared. And then on top of that, you sweat buckets. So I think I can give myself a fever every non-work night. Do it comfortably and safely because I have the sauna. I actually think there would be, safety issues if I didn't have the sauna, to be honest, even with the healthy with me.
Is it because you're training yourself? Like you said, you're training yourself with these. I guess it gets a little bit more manageable, less freaky each time. Or it's still bad.
Dose, I can always give myself a dose high enough to scare myself with utilized Urine because it's just that damn powerful, man.
Yeah, it fucking is. Exactly. Oh man, these fevers. I mean, not everyone's got the capacity to want to put themselves through torture and duality. But mind you, whilst I took the 4 servings yesterday of this, and I was thinking, fuck, man. I mean, I probably will do this again, even though logically I'm thinking in my mind right now, I won't, but I probably will because I know what I'm like. We're just crazy people that are here to, I don't know, remove our toxins the most so that me and you can present good information to people. So therefore, they don't have to be as hardcore, but they can know the lessons we've learned from being a bit too hardcore and going a bit too crazy because life's fun and we're going to die. But then we don't die. It's all paradox, isn't it?
The simple way to talk about it is you feel better afterwards, right?
Yeah, and a lot better. Oh, that's a great simple way of saying it. And you feel you can feel a little bit better after things that do remove the toxins out slowly. I mean, diet change is cool, but it's a bit slow. And then there's just faster things. Like, I don't know. And also, Matt, about the Red Indians, didn't they used to go to the sweat lodges? And he was still thinking out. And they used to freak out because it was such a psychedelic, dare I say, experience of sweating so much. It can be powerful when you sweat out a lot at a very fast rate of time.
I was starting to kind of feel very light and hazy and kind of out of body-ish, although I never really feel like an out of body experience. Just I don't really feel that identified with my body. I was feeling that doing the nebulizer on your podcast. Right in front of you. So
we'll put the link to that too onto this.
But I've had that exact experience of having what I would consider a spiritual experience with fever inducing. So those Indians probably, I mean, look, I'm probably stereotyping here, but to me, it's more than just a sweat to get the like deep fever, like where the body's creating the fever. Like I've been in hot saunas and my body's never started its own fever process, which has accompanying phlegm and, weird psychological stuff and that internal sense of temperature dysregulation. We're inducing all these symptoms with Urine nebulizers, and I'm convinced that it's a detox reaction, has nothing to do with fighting off an infection. I mean, this isn't hard tight, but we can induce all these viral symptoms with something that we can drink copious amounts of and not get sick, actually get healed. And then I never build an immunity to it. I keep giving myself a fever and I never build an immunity. So to me, that totally takes, virus out of the picture of why I'm getting basically the full gamut of viral symptoms. So the one argument that I heard actually from my father made a very good point. what if it's a bacteria in the urine that somehow affects the lungs and infects the body and fucks up the body? That's my terms. In a way that's not happening because the drinking it or even doing an enema is like somehow getting either blocked by the colon or acidified by the stomach acid. Maybe we're just inducing that bacteria right into the lungs. And I actually found I didn't have a great answer for that, except we're still dealing with dose dependent results, and there's no like, maybe immunity isn't the right word for bacterial infection, but resistance surely is. Has anybody ever seen Wim Hof get the injection of the bacteria and he's fine?
Yes.
Like, there should be an ability to train myself to do better and not get affected so badly.
Yeah.
Which I just assume would happen with multiple times, or maybe breath work. Multiple times or breath work doesn't help with enough of the Urine nebulizer.
Right. Yeah.
This kind of, I'm struggling, but that's the best I can do to say I don't think it's bacteria causing these symptoms.
That's well explained. I was confused a little bit. I need to rewatch that one too, because you go through stuff that I'm like, whoa. But that's good. I think maybe some other smarter people than me will follow that first time, so that's good.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about something I'm sort of still thinking through myself in terms of disproving that there's a contagion involved in giving myself these horrific, flu-like symptoms.
Right, because you keep doing it over and over again, and it keeps coming up. There's like, and it shouldn't. If it should have cleared the first time with the.
That's for sure with a virus.
Yeah.
There should be immunity if it's a virus. There's no freaking immunity. And then bacteria, it's a little harder to prove. That's where I'm at.
I like that, bro. Wow, we've gone over the place. There was one other thing that oh yeah. So I just bought the Lumi lights. Those are cool. Do you say you had them at your place?
From the company that makes these. Let me grab those glasses.
Blue Bloxers, is it? The blue box. Yeah, grab them, man. Cool.
Yeah, I've had these lights in my room for probably 5 months or so, and I love
cool.
them.
Oh, nice one. I just went on the Luke Story shop because I thought, okay, I got a bit of spare cash. What's some healthy things I can get? I wasn't interested in the glasses as much as although I do think they're cool. I wanted the light. I was like, oh, these light bulbs. I've always wanted them. They seem quite good. But yeah, what are those, man? Are those the blue blocking?
Yeah, so I've always had this one brand. I love them. They're the most like scientifically backed in my observation. Blue blocks with next. And then these guys, these badass.
Whoa, those actually look good too, man. They're nice. Mate, those are hardcore red. Well protected, aren't they?
Yeah. The red on this is the red that they use for the light bulb you just ordered. So you're
and is everything quite red? I guess I'm quite red right now.
Oh yeah, everything is like I'm on a ski slope and I have some goggles on.
Yeah, I like that. So that's from Blue Blocks, is it? The same thing.
And they also have light bulbs with this yellow, which
you did. I bought the summer and the red ones. I bought both of them.
So that's this yellow. It's the same stuff.
Cool.
This yellow is one light bulb, and this red is another light bulb. And my room at night with this yellow looks like a crack den, but relaxing. And I'm the one in that room, so I don't care.
Well, exactly. I think it's a game changer what I've done there with the light bulbs. I didn't want to get them from Amazon cheap. I wanted to get more official looking ones that are no flicker too. I don't know if that's significant because I assume most other light bulbs have flicker, and I know that flicker is shit on our computers and laptops right now. So I think that's another issue. But also, like, for my sleep, do you know what I've learned, Matt? Like, so I don't know if you might have missed my post. I post so much. One thing I've learned with the dreams, I'm remembering my dreams consistently now, and I'll tell you the main reason why. The main reason, and the actual only reason, is because I used a red light machine I bought every night, 20 minutes before bed, and because I look at it too. I don't put it to the face, I do the body, but because I'm looking at the machine while it's on my legs or on my tummy for 5 to 10 minutes or 15 minutes every night, it's that triggering. And I actually hear the argument too. People message me quite rightly and thought it through and thought, oh, but Harry, I thought you're supposed, if you mimic, the red light machine mimics the sunset, so what, it wouldn't be good, they'd think, and I used to think this, to do it just before you go to bed, because then you don't go to bed, you wait after sunset and you want darkness before the red. But actually, I found that every time I've been doing this consistently, and every single night now I'm remembering my dreams. Every single morning I remember my dreams because I'm exposing my light to red light frequency of the best colors of sunset before I go to bed. And of course, factored in with that, I've got to say is I do wear the night blockers too. That's really important, obviously, too, so you don't get any blue light in. So that combination is blowing my mind. I've actually nailed it. This is going to be the same for every single human to remember their dreams at night. If you don't do the sunset by red light machine and expose your eyes to the good quality red light, and by the way, I'm not even looking at it like that. I said I'm just looking at why is this on my legs. I'm just getting that light in very professionally. And another thing with that is they say that you need to have eye things to protect your eyes from the LED lights. Nope, I don't think that's true, because I remember my dreams by looking at it straight up. Even sometimes I put it to my face and do it like that as an experiment to see if it fucks with my eyes, and it doesn't. I only just remember my dreams. So,
well, experimenting with sun gazing is really inspiring to me, and has got me to attempt to look at the sun more. And I'm transitioning into it and doing well as far as I can tell. So I'm open-minded to looking at light bulbs. If I'm open to looking at the sun.
Yeah.
The near infrared sauna, I wish I could look at them, but they really do. It's so powerful, and it's meant to make you sweat. It causes cataracts.
Oh, does it? Yeah.
So I wear these goggles in the near infrared sauna.
Yeah.
So now, like, you're tempting me just so I can fricking remember my dreams a little more. I'm
definitely not going to stop talking about that.
I have the red light therapy in the near infrared sauna.
Yeah.
To a good degree. But I can't look at it directly.
Well, just to not to be facetious, but maybe it's because it's the two frequencies of light in the red light machine, the highest quality and the best ones, and I've got one of the best ones, but it's not the only one. There's the visible red 660, and there's the near infrared, I think 880. I think it's near. I'm not sure though. And I think maybe it's the visible red 660 that's causing me to remember my dreams more than the near to far. Maybe. I guess I have to experiment more in the future with that. But I don't know.
I have not gotten any of that. I've been in the near infrared sauna a lot, and I've done it after I've gone to sleep and had the same experience that you've had of it doesn't mess with my sleep. It only improves my sleep.
Yeah.
I've been wearing these goggles, and I just feel like, it should have kind of affected my
dreams and remembered. Yeah.
It hasn't. I think I'm just a really deep sleeper.
Yeah, it could be, bro. I'm sure your sleep is very good. By the way, so the red light doesn't affect your dreams either, then? The red light bulb, the Lumi one.
I honestly wish I could remember my dreams more and dream more often. No, it hasn't really affected it. What about fires, man? People the
bro, oh my god, they definitely do. Because when I was in Portugal, we would go to bed just before we went to bed. I'd look at the fire, and then I'd always remember my dreams. I think that is one of the best ways, to be honest with you, to really, what is it? I don't even know the connection of why there's a connection between red light therapy, fires, natural or even fake with the machines, which are amazing, the sunset, and dreams. Is it the release of DMT? Actually, yes, it is, because DMT is psychedelic, and I feel psychedelic when I do sunset sun gazing all the time. And the decalcification of this, the psychedelic effect, and then the DMT is produced, they say, when you dream a lot and you remember them. So maybe there's a link between that. Oh my god, I geek out forever. And then the DMT is what you produce when you want to produce more and more, because it makes you more healthier, and it's what you produce loads when you die. And oh man,
DMT made me hallucinate, and I'm not one for like visionary journeys. That's not my spiritual territory. But DMT did that to me. So like, I kind of assume that, and dreams, when I do have them, are very visual. And so it's like I've never experienced such intense visual, non-phenomenal plane stuff, except dreaming or DMT. So, there's high correlation in my experience.
Man, I love life. And whilst I'm talking to you, I'm thinking everyone needs a red light machine for that reason alone. Do you want to remember your dreams a lot? Buy a fucking red light machine and use it every night before bed.
I don't need a red light machine because I have it all over my body already. But literally, I think I'd even spend the money on it, which I don't have, just for that reason. So screw you.
Yeah, I did. And by the way, I only did it last thing at night because I read a book about it. Because I was thinking logically, it doesn't make any sense to use a red light machine before bed. You want to use it at sunset time and then wait a few hours. But I read that book and it said best time to do it maybe is before you go to bed at night. And also that tied in with Cleanslate, which they said best times would be morning and nighttime. So the moral of that story is always be willing to experiment. Don't subscribe to dogma of what you think you know.
Well, tell people what Clayton says about why clean slate before sleeping and right after waking.
I like that he says that. Yeah, thanks, man. The circadian rhythms, but also I think it does. It realigns the circadian rhythm. But then logically too, and maybe Clayton says this too, like the most detoxification happens at nighttime. So you want to prime the detoxification for the best optimal state just before bed so that it can really maximize. And in the morning, you've got the whole day ahead of you. And by the way, I was reminded today on some podcast that we spend our sleep undoing the damage that is caused and created by the day. So by the end of the day, we create a lot of damage by living, breathing in this toxic world and being us, the stress. So you're going to help that day buffer and damage by taking it first thing in the morning. What a great start to the day. And it makes me think, actually, Matt, if, do you know what? I don't know. I'd like to opinion this. Like any supplement, I'm thinking, or most of them, unless they targeted for specific reasons, the best time to do your biohacks is, and even free stuff, maybe, would be the 2 times would be morning, as soon as you get up, and last thing at night. That's kind of my bias, I think, right now. What do you think on that?
The body is open for, in 2 different ways, healing at those times, where we've just woken up from a very healing and cleansing sleep. There's actually a lot of crap sort of on the surface of our detoxification pathways that needs to be cleared right in the morning. That's why people, like, you shouldn't be like swallowing your like morning mouth. You should like, do a little like swish with some Urine and spit out. That's what I do, for example, and maybe a tongue scrape, because the body's is trying to get rid of stuff. So like your colon's got more crap in it, your mouth got more crap in it, your skin's got more crap in it.
Yeah.
Because you've just, done the process that's brought it all up to the surface.
Yeah.
So it's in your bloodstream too, more than it was. So take the clean slate and clear it out of the bloodstream.
Oh, prime time. That's, yeah.
And then before bed, it's prepping for that detoxification process and sleeping. And so why not facilitate the nighttime's ability to do that, the sleeping's ability to do that, by supporting your body with clean slate, or clearing out the elimination pathways right before you go to sleep, so then it can refill those elimination pathways. I'm very much a pneumatic detoxification model thinker. It's like we've got pipes and they're clogged.
I like it, and definitely I see yourself in the future quickly doing coaching it, man. I mean, that's what I see for you in the future. Like detoxification expert comes from willingness to undergo extreme protocols, yes, but it's more than that. It's the knowledge which you acquired from your books, your experiences, and how you think that really do make you someone that I look up to, that has got great information, man. And that will always be the case. And just to re-emphasize, it was through Root and that amazingly powerful company that we've really met. So that's amazing.
Yeah, dude, I posted something about urine therapy on the Root page because you did, and then I was talking about structured water because of that, and that's how we met. And,
indeed, I remember the moment. Root, that was cool. Yeah,
Root is a great community, a lot of great energy, a lot of synergy going on, just like the products. And thank you for saying that about me. I'm definitely looking for a new path in life at the moment. So
yeah, you'll find it here with us, bro. Before we go, is there anything that you'd like to leave us with? Any messages? We will put all the links to things that we've talked about, the video, our past video and stuff. But is there any last message you'd like to leave people with?
I think Harry's turn to paid therapies is still paying respect to nature. And I think this structure versus content discussion is a key concept in understanding that. So I appreciate that we talked about that today.
Yeah, no worries, man. And again, I said this to you in the first one, that we do another one and look how it has transpired that we have come together for this one. So I'll say it again quickly before we go that, I see us doing a whole series of this, man. It's amazing. And as long as people love it, as long as we're always learning, growing, buying, trying, experiencing, dying, whatever that is. Yeah, let's do more, man. I really appreciate your time. So thanks.
See you on Facebook.
Yeah.